Hello, ma'am.
Namaste, Mansa. Thank you
Namaste,
for
ma'am.
inviting
Thank you
me for
so
your
much.
social post health.
So, ma'am, once a hysterectomy is done, generally people have myths about they get obese and bleeding will be stopped anyways. Those all myths are confusing them. So, what is in reality?
Okay, so
They
first
have.
let me take the bleeding. Okay, when we do hysterectomy, we have removed your uterus, so there is no chance that you will get your periods. But what disappoints some women is after hysterectomy, they will have some bleeding spotting for a month or so.
Okay.
Can happen. Some of them, some have few days and stop. That is because of the healing that is taking place.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get worried and don't get disappointed. It will heal ultimately, and you will have no periods. There is definite. That is the
Okay.
truth.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so there will be no periods. But if ovaries are preserved, then you will have the same hormonal change every month.
Hmm.
So supposing you were having, say, breast pain before periods, right? Mastalgia,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
we call it.
yeah.
You will still have it because ovaries are functioning.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we didn't remove your breast, neither we removed the ovaries. So those hormonal cycles will continue. So
Mm-hmm.
you are still, you should feel the same way you were feeling, except that end product that bleeding won't take place.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is a biggest myth about I'll gain weight, I'll get joint pains, I will get this and that. Now, no surgery can make you gain weight. What makes you gain weight? After surgery, you are in good rest. There are five people around me, Amma there, Attamma there, somebody is giving soup,
Yeah.
somebody is giving mithai, somebody is giving laddu because you want to recover. Who will not gain weight?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing no work and I'm eating 5 times a meal. I will gain weight, right? So today, because of these technologies, we hardly give you any change in diet. So, for example, let me tell you, if I have to do a robotic hysterectomy for a woman, she'll have the dinner the night before, as she normally does, comes in the morning to the surgery, has her surgery. By after 3 hours, she has her some water, food. By evening, she has her regular dinner. Next day, she has breakfast, goes home. And we tell them, please do not eat anything different than you were eating before.
Okay.
Because first, in the earlier days, why we were giving laddus and everything? Because half a liter blood is lost in surgery. Recover that we are eating. Today 50 ml blood loss. Why you eat? You were losing more in every period, right? So if you don't overeat, rest also, some rest has to be taken. But if you are not really on the bed all the time, you will not gain weight. I have had so many patients and women who come in and haven't gained a single.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is, we counsel patients for that.
Okay.
As far as bone pain, health, and all those are concerned, some of them can be reflecting of the fact that ovaries were removed.
Hmm.
If ovaries are removed, what happens is you get into menopause in one stroke, right? In natural menopause, you're slowly dwindling, so you will body will adjust.
Hmm.
But here at one stroke, I removed the ovaries, so you today you had hormone, tomorrow you don't. That will take time for body to adjust. Plus, it can give you things like hot flash.
Hmm.
If I remove that, that's a menopausal symptom.
Yeah, yeah.
In natural menopause, also women suffer, but they have a gradual decline of estrogen.
Hmm.
The body suffers and the body adjusts well. Here,
Hmm.
so you have to take care of those things. So many times, most times these days, unless we have a suspicion of any problem,
Hmm.
or we only remove ovaries during hysterectomy if I have a background family history of breast or ovarian cancer.
Okay.
Okay, so if I have to do a surgery, say for fibroid of a
Hmm.
patient
Hmm.
for hysterectomy, and she says my mother had breast cancer, breast and ovary connected.
Okay.
Okay, so if you have a family history of breast, you have a higher chance of developing ovarian cancer.
Oh.
So in those patients, we may suggest that removing ovaries is a better option. We can, so this is called kind of a preventive
Hmm.
surgery,
Hmm. Hmm.
huh?
Yeah.
Risk prevention.
Okay.
Another thing that we have changed, I don't know where you're aware and your audience is aware, is we have understood that many ovarian cancer has a tubal origin.
Hmm.
Tubes,
Yeah,
fallopian
yeah,
tubes,
yeah.
right? So we have understood epithelial is one type of cancer. Epithelial ovarian cancer has tubal origin.
Hmm.
So these days, when we do hysterectomy, even if we are saving the ovaries because we know value of
Hmm. Hmm.
ovary,
Hmm.
we remove the tubes.
Okay.
So tubes should be removed during hysterectomy.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So weight gain is really not of any importance. There is no need to eat different things. You just go back to your regular heavy exercise. We say for about 4 to 6 weeks not to do, because anything that increases intra-abdominal pressure may disturb.
Hmm.
You can do your regular walking, you can do your pranayamas, you can do some stretching, upper body exercise within a week. Most of my patients actually join back their work. They fly out back to their countries or cities in a week's time. They're back to work.
Hmm.
Won't even realize they had a surgery.
So, in robotic surgery, also, as you're specialized expert in it, Many of them have many myths. It's not. See, first thing is robotic operated. Means really they think it is robots are only doing.
I
As
wish
you
I
have
had brought a
given.
video to show you guys what we
Yeah,
operate.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe we can give you a small video and you can show. Yes, I'll
Definitely.
actually, I can share, you can put it in your.
Yeah.
There is no autonomous surgery going on. By autonomous, I'm meaning is like what you have seen in movie, the robot moves and does this. Nothing like that happens. Absolutely, I am there in the surgery from from A to Z.
Hmm.
It is everything is that we do with our hands. We only need a little technological support to do better. Let me give an example here. Look at communication. You have a phone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you have a smartphone
Yeah.
in your hand. Your every staff has smartphone.
Definitely.
Every audience, everybody has smartphone. But we had that old phone where we could, press the button and have a small screen where message used to come. Well, we made the calls.
Uh-huh.
We got the messages.
Yeah.
Why did we move to smartphone? Is that
Technology.
necessary?
Yeah,
Is it not
technology.
expensive?
Yeah, it is.
But you are doing much better. You can do 5 things at the same go. You can send a message here, send a photo there, get a video. You are more productive.
Yeah.
Your work is becoming more productive. Think of robot as my smartphone.
Okay. So as you said, is it expensive and all?
Of
So
course
is
it
it
is. Of course it is. At the moment it is.
Mm-hmm.
For simple reason is at the moment most robotic surgeries that are done at a platform called Da Vinci's Intuitive's Da Vinci platform, which is a US based company and everything comes imported.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it will be expensive. But the good news is that we are having multiple robotic surgery platforms coming in India.
Okay.
And we have some made in India now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very proud of it. So these are going to be coming down in terms of cost.
Okay.
I'll just go back a little bit. It's about maybe 27, 28 years back, close to 30 years back when I started doing laparoscopic surgery.
Mm.
At that time, most surgeries were being done open surgery. Laparoscopy was expensive.
Yeah.
People did not understand.
What?
And most often I would get, if I say we'll do laparoscopy, they'll say, no, don't do laparoscopic surgery, you'll leave something behind, something. And that was generally the myths created by people who did not understand laparoscopic surgery and did not understand the benefit of it. But look where we are. Anybody who needs a surgery, will you go to anybody, doctor says, I'll do open surgery? First question will say, why not laparoscopy surgery?
Yeah.
So from there, we have moved to minimal access. But if you look around or talk to people, everybody who had surgery around you did for every disease, was laparoscopy done? No. We still did open, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that gap is being bridged by technology. We are aiming that this minimal access surgery will be 100%, especially in gynecology. All women should get minimal access surgery, the difficult ones with robot, easier ones with laparoscopy. But we don't want to do open surgery. We don't want women to suffer.
Okay.